this is MJ. So today we're going to be working on creating the sleeves off our back panel. So I've been working away at my back panel here. So in total, let's count up how many repeats I have. So here's our first one, so our first two shells. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I'm ending on row 6. And so that is the wrong side. So when I flip my work back, I'm now on my right side. So we're working out our sleeves once we're on the right side of our work. So what I'm going to do is this is my working yarn here, my working ball, and what we're going to do is just leave that and we're going to set up this side of our work. So this is our left sleeve here. So you're going to take another ball of yarn or a strand of yarn and we're going to add it on to the side here. So we're just going to join. Okay, and then we're going to chain out 40, so 4 repeats in total. And once you've worked across your 40 chains, you're just going to fasten it off. Okay, and we're just going to leave this so that we're set up to work right across. Okay, so what we're going to do now is join back on to the working yarn. And for this side, we need to do an extra chain. So we're going to chain 41. Okay, so once you've worked up your 41 chains, we're going to work back in the second chain from the hook. So we're basically working as we did at the very beginning with our stitch pattern. So work a single crochet, whoops, and a single crochet in the next chain. Then we'll chain 3. We're going to skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and in the next chain we'll work a double crochet, chain 3, and a double crochet in the same chain. Then we'll chain 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we'll work a single crochet in each of the next 3. So 1, 2, 3, chain 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we do our double, chain 3, and a double crochet in the same chain. So now just keep repeating this pattern all the way across. Okay, so I'm coming along here to the last part of my chain and I have 4 chains remaining. I'm skipping 3, so 1, 2, 3, and I'm working a single crochet in the last chain. And then I'm working a single crochet in the DC and in the next DC. And you should have 2 stitches here that were not worked into because it's the same as when we get to like a bigger shell and you do the 3 in the center of it. So now we'll chain 3, and we're back to working our chain 3 V's in the center of the chain 5. So we skip over those 2 chains, and in the 3rd chain we'll do the double crochet, chain 3, and a double crochet. Then we'll chain 3, 1, 2, and do a single crochet in each of the next 3. So you skip 2, do your single crochets in the 3, and then you should have 2 unworked here. Chain 3, and again in the 3rd chain we do our double, chain 3, double, and we're just going to repeat that all the way across. And when we get to our left chain for our left sleeve, I'll meet you up and show you how you should be working across that. Okay, so now I'm coming to my last part shell. So I've already worked here and I've chained 3, so we're skipping the first 2, working a single crochet in the last 2, and then we need to do a single crochet in the first chain. I can just get my hook through it. And then we're just going to continue with our pattern. So chain 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, work a double, chain 3, and a double, chain 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then a single crochet in each of the next 3. So 1, 2, 3. So I'm just going to keep working across, and then I'll meet you when I get to the end of the chain. So when we're coming to the end, you should have 5 chains remaining. I've already chained 3, 1, 2, 3. We skip 3, and then a single crochet in the last 2. And now we just continue into our repeat pattern, and I'll pop up the stitch pattern again for you so that you don't have to go back, but I'm going to pop that up. But I already showed you how to go through the stitch pattern within the original swatch, so I'll put that back up. But let's just take a peek at how this is looking. So we have our right sleeve going out here, and our left sleeve over on this side. So now we're working the back and the sleeves all at once. So at this point we want to do 3 repeats of our rows 2 through 6, and that's going to give us approximately 9.75 or 10 inches for the back half of our sleeve. So now we're moving on to row 2. And we're going to chain 1 and turn. We're going to work 1 single crochet in the first stitch. Then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And now in our chain 3 space here, this is like a V and we've made a space, we're going to do 7 double crochet. Okay, so I worked through that fairly quickly, so there's 7 double crochet in there. Now we'll chain 3, and we're going to work a single crochet in the single crochet that's in the center. So we skip the first one, work a single crochet in the next. Oops. And then we chain 3. And now in our next chain 3 space, we're going to work 7 double crochet again. Okay, so now we're finishing up and we're going to chain 3. And in the last single crochet, we're going to do a single crochet. Okay, and now we're going to chain 6 and we're going to turn. So now what we're going to do is work single crochets in every DC of our shell. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now we're going to chain 5. And we'll work single crochets across the next shell. So 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And to finish off here, we're going to chain 2. And we're going to work a treble crochet in that final single crochet. So yarn over twice, going through the single crochet. So now this is how it's looking. So now for row 4, we're going to chain 4. And we're going to turn. And now we'll work a double crochet in that same space. So we've made a little V here. Now we'll chain 3. And we're working only 3 single crochets through the center. So we're skipping the first 2 singles, working 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you should have 2 singles on the other side that we're skipping. Now we're going to chain 3. And then we want to make another V here. And we're going to do it in the center of the chain 5. So we need to skip over 2 of the chains, and in the 3rd chain, we're going to work a double crochet. So push that through the chain. Double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Then going back into that same chain, we're working a double crochet. So this is setting up that next shell that's going to be in the center of these shells. Then we chain 3, and we're working 3 single crochet. So we're skipping 2 singles. And in the next 3 singles, we'll work a single in each. We'll chain 3, and you just look at the pattern. We're doing, so in this big chain space here, we're doing a V. So we're working a double, chain 1, and a double. So these V's on the ends, but they only have one chain in them as opposed to 3 that's in the center. And now for row 5, we'll chain 3. And we're going to do a half shell in this space. So we're going to work 3 double crochet, and our chain 3 is counting as one of those doubles. Okay, so there's our half shell made. We're going to chain 3. And in the center of our 3 single crochets, we do 1 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, we chain 3 again, and now we're doing our full 7 DC shell in between here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we do our single crochet down here in the center of our 3 singles. Chain 3, and we're doing a half shell, so we're going to do 4 double crochet in that final V stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And now we'll chain 1 and turn onto row 6, and we're back to doing our singles on top of the shells. So we'll work a single crochet in the first 4 stitches here. And then we're going to chain 5 to get over to the next shell. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip over and work a single crochet in each of those double crochets. So a total of 7. And chain 5 to get over to the next one. 2, 3, 4, 5. And single crochets. So we have 3 doubles here. 1, 2, 3, and then we have that chain 3, and we'll do a single crochet right into that. So we have 4. So 4 on this side, 4 on this side, it's all even. And now we have one more row we're going to do in our repeat. So we're going to do row 7 now. So chain 1, turn. We're going to work a single crochet in the first and the second. And then we're going to chain 3. And now we need to set up our shells again. So we're doing them in the chain 5s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's the third chain right here that we're doing our double. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And our double, 1, 2, 3. And then we're skipping over 2 single crochets and we're doing 3 singles. And then 1, 2, 3. And in the third chain of the chain 5, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, we're doing a double. Chain 3 and a double. Chain 3, and then we end the same as we start with a single crochet in the last 2.